Today is August 4th. Welcome on in to Daily Cards Live here on ClaibsOnline.com. Brought to you by Munganess St. Louis Acura and Royal Banks of Missouri. Where's my background? There it is. Look at that. It's Claibs Online. He's Rammer.
Television.
I don't know what happened to it. I don't even know why it went away. It's never happened before. I'm Joe Roderick. Rockies in town tonight as the show starts off as a disaster, much like the Cardinals' 2023 season has been, losing a series to the Twins yesterday, and no eyes will be on the Cardinal-Rockies series around Major League Baseball today.
It'll just be me and maybe you, and that's about it.
I mean, I got 2 tickets to the game, Rammer, if you want to go down there for it, or I could.
If I'd have geared myself up, prepared for it, maybe. I think I'll wait till it's less. I think I might wait till September when Mason Wynn is up.
Okay, you are dead set. You are dead set on waiting for the Mason Wynn era to begin.
That's right.
With the Cardinals, which we'll get to the bootleg and tavern lineups here in a bit. But you and I were talking. The lineup tonight for the Rockies does not have Chris Bryant in it. The Rockies lineup has not had Chris Bryant in it for a lot of his tenure with the Rockies so far. And we were talking before we went on the air, kind of the parallels between Chris Bryant with the Cubs, Mason Wynn with the Cardinals. I know you talked about it, I guess, on the radio the other day. Yeah. I don't see the parallels that you were, I guess, making, if you want to explain.
Well, I didn't really make the parallel to him. I give you credit for that, but that was kind of the thing that made the public, baseball fans, aware of the manipulations that various front offices were using to, in their minds, protect their asset/investment. We get it. And I get it with Wynn. Somewhere around the 19th or 20th of August, that protection for the team will sort of kick in and let him play without costing them a year of control. I get all that. But it's for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So you say, on one hand, you say, yeah, protect your business, don't do it. But if we're really trying to be better, don't you really want to see this guy every day? Or if maybe they've already decided he's the shortstop next year. We don't even care what happens in the fall. All those things are beside the point. My point is, if Mason Wynn turns out to be a great player, you're going to sign him to a long-term deal early anyway. And if he turns out to not be a great player, you don't care. So why not bring him up and play him in a lost year?
And they're going to. They're going to. It's just a matter of a few weeks. And what we were talking about when you compare it to the Bryant situation, I don't really think there's. I can see where you can talk about both of them together and say that they're similar situations. What the Cubs did with Chris Bryant, it was downright. I mean, it was. Of all the dirty, lousy ways to save a buck, with looking at keeping him out for a couple weeks, a couple days to start the season and then bringing him up. And we've seen other teams do that in the past too. I can't remember. Did the Blue Jays do that with Vlad? I can't remember if the Blue Jays did that with Vlad early in his career or not, but we have seen it in this scenario. Okay, if the Cardinals were making a run for it, if the Cardinals were in contention and they thought Mason Wynn was going to help them win this year, they would have called Mason Wynn up in June or July.
I think just the opposite.
Okay.
Because managers and management don't like rookies. They don't like the unknown. If they were in it, they would have kept Paul DeYoung playing every day because they knew what they were going to get. Unless this guy was off there's no way we can't say for sure it's right. An unwinnable argument. I think it would have been just the opposite, though.
I think if they were in a position, and what I'm saying is, and yeah, you're right. I think if they're winning, Paul DeYoung doesn't get traded. I think what I'm saying, and the two wouldn't match up, the two don't fit, is if Mason Wynn helps you win this year, Mason Wynn's on the team if winning matters. And right now it's kind of like, okay, we're not making the postseason, not going to happen. We can wait until that clock, starts next year to call them up.
Which is obviously what they're going to do. My point is, every day I can see him playing in the big leagues and I can evaluate him. it helps me either feel better or worse about our shortstop position next season.
We saw glimpses of what the offense could look like next season on Wednesday night. The 4 home runs, the outfielders all doing that. The offense hasn't been the issue. The offense hasn't been the problem this year. Yes.
Although, even in the game they won, was it like 10 strikeouts or 9 strikeouts and like 1 walk? And yesterday it was like 11 and 0 walks. That is an unsustainable trend if you want to win.
The Cardinals and the Rockies will line up like this. Lineups, by the way, brought to you by Bootleggin' Tavern and Central State Sandwiches. Follow them both on Instagram and see what specials they have all weekend long, and then go visit Bootleggin' down at 4501 Shoto in the Grove. The Cardinals will have Lars Nootbaar in center field, Paul Goldschmidt at first, Nolan Gorman is at second, Nolan Arenado is at third, Wilson Contreras behind the plate, Tyler O'Neill in left, Jordan Walker in right, Alec Burleson DHing, and Tommy Edman is at shortstop. Adam Wainwright back on the mound once again for the Cardinals. For the Rockies, Profar DHing, Tovar is at shortstop, McMahon at third, Rogers at second, Jones in left, Elias Diaz, the All-Star Game MVP, is behind the plate. Montero at first, Taglia is in right, and Doyle is in center field. The Rockies have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys in their lineup hitting under 210 on the season. I don't even know where to begin with talking about how they would ever turn it around with what they have.
I didn't really pay any attention to what they got in their deals. But if you put a healthy Bryant and a Grichuk and a Cron back in their lineup, then it's more respectable than what you're seeing today. You know, they phoned it in, but they'll be in another Rockies rebuild.
The big story, I guess, from here on out is going to be watching Adam Wainwright in these starts as he tries to get to 200. He was good last time out. The bullpen cost him the game. We have him go at it again. See what there is in another Adam Wainwright start.
I love Adam, and I really root for him to get to 200. And so I'm very hopeful there. But I have zero expectation. Because of what we've seen all year, zero expectation. But I'm hopeful. The things I'm looking for I want to see Jordan Walker be more consistent. I want to see if Tyler O'Neill can be consistent. Those are 2 guys I really want to observe playing every day, so I can try and think along with John Mozeliak and Gersh and Flores and okay, what's the direction of this team? Who's expendable? Who do we think we can count on? So those are the kind, and Nolan Gorman too. More consistency from Nolan Gorman. Now, it's hard to evaluate him because he's got that bad back. So I would expect every other day kind of for him might be the way to go. We shall see on that. But look, Goldschmidt's numbers won't match up to his MVP year last year. But we know Goldschmidt can play. We know Arenado can play. I'm not even concerned about them. If you sat him for a week, it doesn't matter. I'm trying to look at every day moving forward and how it applies to what the Cardinals need to do over the winter going into spring training.
Rammer, around all of baseball this weekend, some big series to keep an eye on. As I kind of look through here, nothing.
Is it Cubs Braves?
Is it Cubs Braves this weekend? Okay, that game already happened. That's why I hadn't seen it. Braves already won 8-0 earlier today.
Yeah,
in that one, yeah, Max Fried on the mound with a really good game. Austin Riley, Sean Murphy, both with homers in that one. A huge 4th inning, a 7-run 4th inning for the Braves to put that one away. Outside of that, I mean, Mariners and Angels, both of those teams are fighting for any kind of playoff life in the wild card.
Trying to get momentum
out west, and the Yankees, for as bad as they've been all season, Still only 2.5 games back of a wild card spot, and they have the Astros in town this weekend.
Be a
So
big showdown for them. Not that the head-to-head really matters, but going against one of the better teams in the league, can they show that they belong?
yeah, outside of that, not a huge weekend of great games, great matchups around baseball today. So nothing really of note in the on the schedule. So that's a little disappointing on a weekend for that. How's this though for news and notes? So wife and kid up in Chicago this weekend. They went to a Kane County Cougars game last night. Do you know who's the starting shortstop for the Kane County Cougars is this year?
Give me some. There's no way.
A World Series champion.
David Eckstein?
Pete Kozma.
Pete's still playing. Good for him.
35 years old. And I mean, didn't make a whole lot of money in baseball sense. I mean, but by you and I mean, he's made a ton of money. But 35 years old, probably still just loves the game and maybe made a few nice investments along the way and still has some of that in the bank. Playing for the Kane County Cougars. I believe he played for another independent team like that last year too. So just kind of moving around, playing baseball for a few months in the summer, and I would hope still having fun doing it if he's going to be doing it at this stage in his life. So
yeah, of course he is. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Give him a few more years, Rammer, and he'll be out there playing with you during the week.
That would be great.
Who is the closest, or I guess highest guy that you have played with that has shown up in your men's league?
Lonnie Macklin.
I don't know that name.
You don't remember Lonnie Macklin, St. Louis, and played for the Cardinals, big league.
No, I don't. Yeah, sorry.
Hit some 500-foot home runs off of us. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, did not know that name. Yeah, hey, I want to bring this up with you because I know it's the 30th anniversary. Andy Hanselman and I talked about it today on Weekend Joe. And it does kind of, he brought up memories of the Cardinals, so I imagine you have some down at Busch Stadium too. The flood of 93. This is the 30-year anniversary of the flood of 93. Being all around, not only the Alton area, but I know it made its way down near the ballpark back then. What memories do you have of that going down there covering Cardinal games back 30 years ago?
Really, not. I don't think there was any. I don't recall any cause and effect. Still,
I know it didn't affect any games per se, but I know it made its way up to the Arch Grounds, and I know he was talking about how you'd go down there and you go see it before you go to the Cardinal game at Old Busch.
Yeah, you could do that. And it was, when you look at the power of the water, it was pretty frightening, as we learned all around the area. Fortunately, the ballpark wasn't like Pittsburgh or Cincinnati down on the river, as they've had problems over the decades. But yeah, it was a crazy time, to where on one hand you're going to a ball game and enjoying baseball and covering the team, and on the other hand, the whole area is decimated by epic floodwaters. It really was a bizarre time.
Rammer, we will watch the Cardinals and Rockies play some baseball this weekend, I guess, or find other things to do to pass our days this summer. You know what? I'll tune in and see if Adam Wainwright can get one win closer tonight, and see what old Uncle Charlie is able to do against a very weak Rockies offense, and hopefully have some enjoyable games this weekend. Until then, we are brought to you each and every day by Munganess St. Louis Acura and Rammer Royal Banks.
Royal Banks, where you can get your mortgage. Well, just get them a checkup. Make sure you've got the best mortgage, the best rates, and the best deal that you can get. Call the folks at Royal Banks of Missouri at 314-212-1500 to make sure that your mortgage is healthy. Royal Banks, for better service means better banking.
He's Bob Ramsey. I'm Joe Roderick. We'll talk to you on Monday right here on Daily Cards Live. It's ClavesOnline.com.
Munganess St. Louis Acura has a great selection of new and certified pre-owned Acuras. Get 3.9% financing for up to 36 months on all new Acura models, or get $1,000 in loyalty incentives on the 2023 TLX and RDX, and $750 in loyalty incentives on the 2024 Integra. Get financing as low as 1.99% for up to 36 months on certified pre-owned TLX and MDX models. Munganess St. Louis Acura, better than ever for you.